Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiryet Shavtam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtanaha Hridayantastohya Bhadrani Vidhunoti Sruhasatam Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavti Naistiki. Hare Krishna. So today we will be covering Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto, chapter 10, the second part of the chapter 10. So after Prahlāda Maharaj's and Lord Narasimhadev's appearance, all that incident have been narrated by Devashi Narad to Yudhishthira Maharaj. In response to his question, is Lord partial? And the reason Yudhishthira Maharaj asked was because he saw that Shishupal's, after he was killed by Lord Krishna, the spark from his body appeared and merged into Lord Krishna. So he thought it's Sayujya Mukti that he has received. And this narration was further done by Shukdev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. And the question was, is Lord partial again? But with a different sense. In this case, towards the devotee. So Parikshit Maharaj is wondering, is Lord partial towards the devotee? And Yudhishthira Maharaj, in the narration that was given by Shukdev Goswami, is asking the same question, inquiring, is Lord partial even towards the demons? Even the people who criticize him, like Shishupal, Dantvakra and so forth. And Devashi Narad is identifying that Lord is absolute. And he is not partial to anyone. And he actually narrates that how Shishupal and Dantvakra came into being, and that their appearance was actually arranged by Yogmaya. They were actually the gatekeepers of Lord Vishnu, Jai and Vijay. And how they had taken 3 births. So, as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu first, then as Ravan and Kumkaran, and now finally in Dwapar Yuga as Shishupal and Dantvakra. So further as the narration goes, there is a second part to it, where, Devashi Narad brings his narration to something that Yudhishthira Maharaj can relate to. And that's where we will be beginning today. So we will be covering Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 10th chapter, verse 51. Sa esha Bhagwan Rajan Vatanoda Vihitam Yashaha Purarudrasya Devasya Mayenananta Mayana Saha Eshaha Bhagwan. The same personality of Godhead Krishna, who is Parabrahman, Rajan, my dear king, Vetanot, expanded, Vihatam, lost, Yashaha, reputation, Pura, formerly in history, Rudrasya, of Lord Shiva, the most powerful among the demigods, Devasya, the demigod, Mayena, by a demon named Maya, Ananta, unlimited, Mayena, possessing technical knowledge. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. My dear King Yudhishthir, long, long ago in history, a demon known as Maya Danav, who was very expert in technical knowledge, reduced the reputation of Lord Shiva. In that situation, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, saved Lord Shiva. Purport: Lord Shiva is known as Mahadev, the most exalted demigod. Thus, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that although Lord Brahma did not know the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shiva could have known them. This historical incident proves that Lord Shiva derives power from Lord Krishna, the Parabrahman. Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatadaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So I am able to derive 4 lessons and 6 areas of interest in this particular part of the chapter. And it is very interesting because why is Devashi Narad bringing the topic to, Maya Danav and Lord Shiva and referring to it? It's very interesting to know as to why this is happening. Because when is this incident happening, when the narration by Devashi Narad is given to to King Yudhishthir? It's actually after the Rajasuya Yagya. During the Rajasuya Yagya, Shishupal was killed after. And after the Rajasuya Yagya, further questions were posed by Yudhishthir Maharaj. And who built the assembly hall in which the Rajasuya Yagya was performed, and then Lord Krishna was identified to be the most worshipable personality? So the assembly hall was actually made by Maya Danav himself. Now this is very interesting, that the city of Indraprastha was made by, who is the engineer on the demigod side? Vishwakarma. So again, demons, they have a spiritual master who is Shukracharya. And demigods, they have a spiritual master who is Brihaspati. So Brihaspati is the spiritual master for the demigods. Similarly, Vishwakarma is the engineer, the topmost engineer among the demigods. And Maya Danav, he's actually regarded almost like God. Why? Because among the demons there is a feeling that there is no God and we are the controller. So, God doesn't even exist. So there is a subtle difference. The first thing that we will observe in this particular narration is the difference how demons think, and atheists are referred to as demons in the Shastras, and how demigods think. And demigods are referred to as devotees of the Lord. So demons are thinking there is no God and I am all in all. Right? Everything depends on me. I have the power to change the world. Yes. While demigods, they are of the feeling that everything depends on the Lord and we have to continue to do our duties in that respect. And this is very much in sync with Saint Augustine's saying that pray as if everything depends on God and work as if everything depends on you. So it is not that the devotees are lazy people. They work and they perform their duties like everyone else, yet at the same time they recognize that everything has been provided by the Lordship. This reminds me of an incident that happened in Mayapur, where Srila Prabhupada, during the morning walk, he was introduced to a rich merchant from Calcutta, and said this rich merchant, coming from Indian background, he was actually dressed in dhoti kurta, white dhoti kurta. And so Srila Prabhupada asked him, what do you do? So he says, I have factory. I manufacture glass and glass items. So Srila Prabhupada said, oh, you're a thief. And he laughed and, everyone. So actually, before even saying that, he said, so where do you, how do you make the glass? And he says from the sand, silicon, sand. And Srila Prabhupada identified that, okay, where does sand come from? And he responded, it comes from Krishna. So, so you're taking from Krishna but not returning, so you're a thief. And so all the devotees who are walking along with this merchant, they all, laughed. And Srila Prabhupada continued. So the person went a little back, as the walk continued. And afterwards, when they were returning back to the temple, at that time, this gentleman, he moved back to talk to Srila Prabhupada. And he said, but I also offer to Lord Krishna, some donation, some charity. So Srila Prabhupada looked at him and said, oh, you are a small thief. And everyone chuckled at that point. So it is very interesting that, devotees, when we are doing something, we are actually looking from the perspective that everything has been provided by Lord Krishna. Even our abilities are provided by Lord Krishna. So we should be thankful from that particular perspective. And in Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, the 8th verse actually is where Lord Krishna even reveals this. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhashmi shashi suryoho pranava sarva vedeshu shabdake parusham rishu. So, O son of Kunti, so Lord Krishna is telling Arjun, I am the taste of water. Rasoham apsu kaunteya. The light of the sun and the moon. Prabhashmi shashi suryaho. Shashi is moon, Surya is sun. Pranava sarva vedeshu. So pranav, swar, which is om, right? That is also I, he is saying. Lord Krishna is saying. Shabdakhe. And that, the sound that, travels in the ether, that is also me. And Parusham Rishu. This is very interesting. The ability in man. So even the ability to do anything comes from Lord Krishna. Even the ability to speak comes from Lord Krishna. Even an ability to walk. Even an ability to lift. Even an ability to see. All these abilities are provided to us by Lord Shri Krishna. What to talk of the various material things that we see around us. And all these miraculous things are happening by His arrangement. Yet at the same time, demons think that, oh, no, this is all by chance. Everything has just come about by chance, and I have to make things happen in this material world, in this material universe. There is no God. That's what they are thinking. While devotees, we realize that everything has been provided by the Lord. And we, as devotees, have to perform our duties. So now Devashi Narad, he brings back to this particular topic because Maya Danav had built the assembly hall. And the Rasuya Yajna incident actually started from that perspective. Now somebody can ask, how come Maya Danav built the assembly hall while Vishwakarma is building the city? Well, it is very interesting that when earlier Hastinapur was split into two halves, the part that was given to the Pandavas, they were actually tricked by Duryodhana and his party. They were given Khandava Prastha, which was all barren land or forest land. So in Khandava Prastha, it was very difficult because there was no proper arrangement. And it so happened that Lord Krishna visited the Pandavas after, they came back. They were identified that they were still alive after the Lakh palace burning incident had happened, after Draupadi Swayamvar had happened, and they were recognized that they were alive, and Queen Kunti along with her 5 sons, the Pandavas, came back to Hastinapur and they were given this part of the land. So in Mahabharata, the narration goes very nicely that once Lord Krishna and Arjun, they were sitting, near the bank of Yamuna. Yamuna is also referred to as Ganges. After the, Sanyam, after the merging of the Sangam at Allahabad, Yamuna also gets referred many times in the scriptures, that's why, as Ganges. So sitting on the bank of Yamuna, suddenly Lord Krishna and Arjun, they saw a personality walking towards, very effulgent personality, with like golden blonde hair. And it's very interesting to see that there are narrations that even Devashi Nara's appearance is blonde hair, golden blonde hair. So we have personalities that already have blonde hair. So here, Agni Dev, this is, he identifies, the personality identifies to himself, to Lord Krishna and Arjuna, saying, I am Agni Dev and I am actually having indigestion. And I would really appreciate if you could help me in eating up. There are various herbs in this forest of Khandava. Khandava forest is also another name. And if I could eat, these herbs, they will cure my indigestion. So at that particular time, Lord Krishna and Arjuna, they agree. So Agnidev provides the chariot. Now this is the same chariot that was used during Kurukshetra war. Varun Dev, he provides Arjuna with the Gandiva bow, and celestial weapons are provided to Arjuna. Now why is Arjuna equipped with so many celestial weapons and a rath and a flag and 4 horses? It is very interesting because in the same forest resided the snake Takshak. And Takshak was a close friend of Lord Indra, none other than the king of the demigods. So every time Agni Dev tried to burn the forest to, take those herbs to, resolve his indigestion of his stomach, Lord Indra would immediately pour heavy rains because Takshak was living. And that would make all the attempts of Agni Dev futile. He could not. So that Agni Dev cannot, eat up the forest where Takshak is living. Takshak is Lord Indra's friend. So in this particular case, Agni Dev is asking Arjuna, and Lord Krishna to help him. So this is the place where Lord Krishna becomes his Sarathi, Parth Sarathi, on this chariot, which is driven by these 4 horses. And Arjuna, mounts this chariot and starts to protect around it. He, with his arrows, he covers, it is said that he covers the sky with his arrows to protect, so that Lord Indra, when he pours rain, the raindrops do not fall through. And when Lord Indra, he is pouring rain, he sees this is happening, he comes with his army to fight with Arjuna. And Arjuna is fight with the demigods, and none other than Lord Indra himself, who is his seminal father. So they are fighting with each other, and Arjuna is fighting so valiantly while, Agni Dev is consuming the whole Khandava Prastha, the whole forest, Khandava one. And as he is doing that, there is Mayadanav in this forest. So Lord Krishna, recognizing that, saves Mayadanav. So Mayadanav does not get burned. So he is very thankful, he is obliged, because his life has been saved by Arjuna and Krishna. So he comes and prays to Lord Krishna, please, how can I serve you? How can I return the favor? You saved my life. So after much deliberation, Lord Krishna says, okay, why don't you build something for Arjuna? Why don't you build the assembly hall for King Yudhishthir? So Mayadanav is brought back to the palace where Yudhishthir and his other brothers and Queen Kunti, they are residing, and he is introduced to them. And the narration happens as how his life was saved by Lord Shri Krishna and Arjuna. While after the battle, of course, with Lord Indra was very much satisfied. And Takshak happened to be not present in that particular forest, so he did not die. And that was the reason, once again, there is a linked history of how that same Takshak came to kill Parikshit Maharaj at the end of the 7 days and 7 nights. Now, coming from this particular perspective, the assembly hall is made by Mayadanav. And when this giant assembly hall is made, Devashi Narad visits. And King Yudhishthira at that time asks, about other assembly halls that are as opulent as this assembly hall. And at that time, Devashi Narad narrates the assembly hall. He describes the assembly hall of Varundev, he describes the assembly hall of Indradev, and then he describes the assembly of Yamraj. And while describing the assembly hall of Yamraj, he says actually King Pandu is there. And he identifies that actually in the past, King Harishchandra, when he performed Rajsuya Yajna, his father was able to, go back and was able to elevate higher to King Indra's assembly hall and so forth. So hearing this is the reason why Rajsuya Yajna was arranged by Yudhishthira Maharaj, because it was to help King Pandu, go at a higher level from the assembly hall of, he was actually an attendant in the assembly hall of Yamraj. And during the Rajsuya Yajna, all the incident happened and so forth. So now Yudhishthira can relate to Mayadanav. And realizing that, Devarshi Narad, he brings the topic to something that Yudhishthira Maharaj can, recognize, as well as relate to. And here, Devarshi Narad, after, reciting the incident, narrating the incident of Prahlāda Maharaj and the appearance of Lord Narasimhadev, he says that Yudhishthira Maharaj, you and the Pandavas, you are very lucky, because Narasimhadev disappeared, but Lord Krishna resides with you. Sometimes he even serves you as a servant, and sometimes he acts as your spiritual master. And he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that's why during the Rajsuya sacrifice, when it was asked, who is the personality that should be worshipped first, Lord Krishna's name came unanimously, except for, few envious folks like Shishupal, and Shishupal was killed. So realizing this, he says that once upon a time, long, long ago, so again this is way back in time, that Lord Shiva, Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu, he is the topmost Vaishnava, Lord Shiva, his reputation was reduced by a demon called Mayadanav. And this invoked curiosity in Yudhishthira Maharaj's mind. He said, oh, how is it possible that the reputation of Lord Shiva was belittled by this demon? Then Devarshi Narad, in responding, continues to narrate at length as how it so happened that once there was a battle between the demons and demigods. Now, demons are always trying to, encroach on others' properties by hook or a crook, while demigods are just trying to perform their duties. So they are assigned as administrators for the universe and they are carrying out their duties nicely, but demons, saying, oh, they are in such an opulent state, become envious and they try to encroach on devotees' properties. And this is a common theme we saw in this material world as well. Demons make plans as how to give trouble to devotees, and that's why devotees have to be very, very careful. Srila Prabhupada gave so many examples as how devotees are constantly troubled. We already saw the incident of Prahlāda Maharaj, where he was troubled by his own father, not to talk of someone else. So, when the demigods and demons, they fought, demigods came out victorious by the mercy of Lord Shri Krishna. And the demons at that time, took shelter of Mayadanav. He said, you have to help us win over the demigods. And at that time, Mayadanav, he created 3 airplanes. They are like big, giant planes, and they are called as Tripura. 3 is 3, Pura is, they're as giant as a city, like a big fortress. And they could fly invisible. So being invisible, the demons started attacking the demigods and the places they were residing at. So they started annihilating the 3, divisions. Bhurlok, Swarglok and Narklok. So again, those are the 3 divisions. And of course, we have 14 planets and so forth. So they just started destroying the various planets. Higher planetary system, middle level planetary systems and lower planetary systems. So the presiding deities and the demigods residing in these planetary systems, they immediately approached Lord Shiva. So it is very interesting, when demons are attacked, they approach someone who is expert in engineering, while demigods, they approach a higher level Vaishnava. And they approached Lord Shiva and asked for help. They said that we are surrendered to your lotus feet. Please save us, We we are about to be annihilated. And Lord Shiva, he immediately took the task to save the demigods, and he shot 3 arrows from his bow. And those 3 arrows are narrated to be like fiery beams. And when these arrows were shot, these fiery beams covered the 3 airplanes of the demons and burned them to ashes. And it so happened that all the demigods, they could not be seen, it is said. While Mayadanav, he is seeing that all these demons are being killed, he created a nectarian well. And he, put the bodies of those dead demons in this nectarian well. And as soon as their bodies came in touch with the nectar in this well, they became alive and they became more powerful than the thunderbolt. So even thunderbolt attacks could not affect them. They became so powerful. And so again, they got onto the 3 airplanes and started fighting with demigods. Seeing this, Lord Shiva became remorse. He became very disappointed, and he was surprised at the same time that such an incident had happened and that all these demons, they are back to life. So this is where the reputation was reduced by Mayadanav. And at that time, realizing the situation of Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, he decided a plan. So Lord Vishnu, he became a cow. And Lord Brahma took the form of a calf. And the cow and the calf, they walked into the residence of the demons. And due to the illusory energy that was, of Lord's, the internal potency, the demons could not stop the cow and the calf. And the cow and the calf, they drank away the nectar in the well. And at that time, Mayadanav, he says, whatever has been sanctioned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it cannot be stopped. Right? So this actually reveals that even Mayadanav, who is considered an atheist, a demon, realizes that there is one supreme power. And the destiny is actually defined by that supreme power. It's amazing that the demons who are, taking his shelter do not believe to the same level. They are thinking there is no God, everything depends on us. While Mayadanav here is revealing to us that the Supreme Personality is his wish, that determines what is the result, not our endeavor. And at that time, realizing they're all lamenting, all the demons are lamenting that there is no more nectar. While Lord Krishna, he equips Lord Shiva with a chariot, a bow, arrows, a charioteer, horses, a flag. And at that time, Lord Shiva mounts on this chariot. And again, this time he shoots the arrows, burning the 3, airplanes and all the residents of those airplanes. So, these 3 airplanes are called Tripura. 3 is 3, Pura is like cities. And Lord Shiva, when he destroys that, he is worshipped by even Lord Brahma. The demigods worship him. The Gandharvas, they sang, the Apsaras, they danced, the Kinkaras, and so forth. Everyone was jubilant and showered flowers on Lord Shiva. And he is known as, because of this incident, Tripurari, the killer of the 3 cities. And such are the glories. So of course, Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita reveals, Kaunteya prati janihi name bhakta pranashati. So that is the essence, that a devotee who is constantly surrendered to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna is revealing that, O Arjuna, declare it boldly, that my devotee will not perish, shall not perish. So he is protecting his devotees in all circumstances. It is very interesting that sometimes when people listen to Krishna Leela, his pastimes in Vrindavan, and so many demons, they appeared in Vrindavan and Gokul, and how these demons were killed by Lord Krishna. Actually, it is all arranged by Yogamaya. Because these demons, in their past lives, they were actually devotees, or people who surrendered or had desires to associate with the Lord and had committed one or the other offenses. We covered all these incidents in the earlier chapters when we were covering 10th canto. So it's very interesting that how Lord Krishna, he protects his devotee and maintains the reputation of Lord Shiva. And even Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, Narasimhadev identified that by taking to the service and by continuing to perform devotional service to the Lord, they were able to get the powers that they have. And how do you ask for service? By raising a hand and chanting the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So it is very nice that how Devashi Narad brought back the incident. And of course, when Shukdev Goswami is reciting this narration, the conversation between Devashi Narad and Yudhishthira Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj is able to relate to his grandfather, how Arjun, who was almost the same as Lord Krishna and a very close friend of Lord Krishna, how they were sharing those wonderful pastimes, how Maya Danav had to build the assembly, how Lord Shiva, Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu. So again in Srimad Bhagavatam 12th canto it is given, Nimnaga Nam Yatha Ganga, Deva Nam Achyuto Yatha, Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu, Purana Nam Idam Tatha. So Nimnaga Nam Yatha Ganga. Of all the Ganges, of all the rivers, river Ganges is the topmost. Devanam Achyuto Yatha. Of all the devas, of all the worshipable deities, Lord Achyuta, Lord Krishna is the topmost. Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu. Of all the Vaishnavas, the topmost Vaishnava is Lord Shambhu, Lord Shiva. Purana Nam Itam Yattatha. So, of all the Puranas, the ancient scriptures, the bona fide scriptures, this Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam, is the topmost. So it's revealing that this verse is revealing to us that how everyone is deriving power from Lord Shri Krishna. And Lord Narasimhadev, he reveals to Prahlāda also that Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva had attained their power to create and annihilate this material universe is also by performing and pleasing Lord Narasimhadev. And similarly, Prahlāda Maharaj was also able to become such a pure devotee of Mahajan just because he pleased Lord Narasimhadev in his previous life when he was son of Vasusharma and his name was Vasudev. Hare Krishna. So in this chapter, we learn how everything is provided to us by Lord Shri Krishna, and how we have to perform our duties, and our duty is to engage in devotional service to attain the purpose of our life. And what is the purpose of our life? To attain the love of Godhead. And how do you attain the love of Godhead? By chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? Gantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nant Kore Vaishnavinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.